The roads from Hopkinton to Boston were quiet this Patriots Day. Emily Rooney shot this video with her iPhone at the finish line this afternoon, right around when it would have been peak action on any other year, and she filed this report.
It's just about noon, the time when the first elite runners would be making their way to the finish line near the Lenox Hotel on Boylston Street. The hotel, normally the epicenter of activity where the photographer's bridge spans the road, sits quiet. The Boston Public Library is shut tight, entombed by mesh construction wire, giving off a prison-like aura. At the finish line stand a few onlookers. News crews are there to witness what would have been. Several forlorn runners make their way across, even though Mayor Marty Walsh asked them not to. Yards away, the now traditional daffodil wreath encircles the monument to those who died in 2013. And just a few steps back, Marathon Place, sporting a sign put up some weeks ago, only now with symbolic meaning.
That was Emily Rooney. The hope is still that runners will be able to return in September, but as race organizers tweeted out today to the medical community and others who are right now in the middle of a different marathon, quote, "We'll wait to start until you reach the finish." I'm joined now by Boston Marathon director Dave McGillivray, who would have been running his 48th Boston Marathon today, and former Boston Police Commissioner Bill Evans, who would have been running his 22nd. Gentlemen, it's good to see you both. Thanks for being here.
Jim.
Dave, how strange is today? How strange is this week? How strange is seeing Emily's video at the finish line?
Yeah, it certainly is strange. Personally, having been involved in this thing as a runner or director for 48 years, which is 80% of the time I've been on this planet, I've been in Hopkinton on this day and then down course and then Boston. And today I was in my hometown of North Andover all day. So surreal. I mean, just this whole week, Jim, when you think about the entire year, and you look at any week during the year and you say, where was I? What was I doing? You can't remember. This week, I remember. I know exactly where I would be, what I would be doing every day leading up to the race, every hour. Same thing with today. Right now, it's 5 o'clock. I would be probably standing at the starting line right now, getting ready to do my night run right this minute.
Right, and for those who don't know, I'm sure everybody does, you usually run the race at once everything is in order at 4 or 5 o'clock. Bill, you probably would have finished by now, probably behind your son, John. What was today like for you?
Well, it was weird. You know, I was up earlier walking my dog. I actually was at the supermarket at 6 a.m. buy groceries, believe it or not. Normally would be working like it for 38 years. So it's real sad. Did you run today, Bill Evans? No, I won't for a while. I had the hip injury, so I'm trying every day.
And your buddy, Dave McGillivray, though, Dave, from what I understand, I know your plan at least was to run a marathon through your home community. Did you do that?
What do you think, Jim?
I'd say the answer is yes.
Yeah, I did it. I get up at 3:45, get out on the road at 5, and banged it out. Ran 4 hours, 40 minutes. I have this loop that goes back and forth from the town common to my house, and I did it 7 times solo. Well, a couple of my kids ran with me and my wife a lap, but pretty much a family event. And yeah, I did it.
You know, of all the cancellations and closures, gentlemen, I have to say this one, at least in my estimation, may have had the biggest impact. And I think it's probably when it happens, hoping it happens in mid-September, that'll have the biggest impact in terms of reopening. Dave, are you confident that September 14th is real, or is that a day-by-day kind of thing for you?
Well, the only motto I have, Jim, is the only thing that's certain right now for all of us is that everything is uncertain. Mm-hmm. You know, we have to plan something like this. It takes an army, and you can't just hesitate. You know, you have to say, okay, we're planning for September 14th, and our head is down planning for September 14th. If and when the time comes that officials or the medical team comes along and says, we cannot do this, then we take our lead from them. But as of right now, we're planning to do the 124th Boston Marathon on September 14th.
You know, Commissioner Evans, I remember Marjorie Egan and I spoke to you a lot leading up to the 2014 marathon, the year after the unthinkable happened, and we spoke to you after as well. We know what the bombings did to the psyche of the city and the community, but we also know what 2014 did to the psyche of the community when the race was run in spectacular fashion. Do you see September, assuming this happens, in ways similar to how you saw 2014?
Yeah, I do, Jim. I think, honestly, people are going to come out. I think, you know, the way everyone's been in their homes, it's sort of a coming out. And, you know, I know Tom Brady and the BAA, they've been working. They're, you know, looking straight ahead, together a great race. I think it's going to be just like.
Do you see it that way, Dave, as well? Are you looking towards September again, if it happens, like you looked towards 2014?
I think there's a lot of similarities, even though the conditions are different. There's a lot of similarities in terms of, you know, when you think about the bombing and what happened the week following, and the city of Boston was shut down as they were trying to find the perpetrators. And now the city of Boston is shut down, and eventually it'll reopen and we'll get back to business. And so, yeah, I mean, the fact that all these runners were so geared up to run on April 20th and now have to do a big reset and change their entire strategy and how they train to get ready for September 14th. And the other thing I'll tell you, Jim, is I direct a lot of other races, 35 of them, and every single one of them has been canceled or postponed. March, April, May, June, July. I'm into August right now, and those will look like they're going away. So the next, that's 15, 16 events I would have had that are now gone. And so the next event I may end up directing is the one that we should have directed today, and 5 months from now on September 14th. It's unbelievable.
You know, one of the things, I'm embarrassed to admit this. I got an email today from someone who knew both you guys were going to be on tonight, and said, I hope you talk about not just what the runners lost and not just what the fans and the community lost, but the charities, so many that benefit from this. I know in the past you guys have both run for charities, Martin Richard Foundation being amongst them. That's money's gone, right? I mean, starting with that money's gone.
I don't think so, Jim. I mean, you'd have to talk to each individual charity, but the way the fundraising goes, the pledges are made online, and that goes directly to the charities. So they still have that money. In fact, in a weird sense, this could benefit them a little bit, only in the fact that the runners now have another 5 months to fundraise.
That's a great point.
Right? And look what just happened. Their incentive to fundraise is probably even greater. The tough part is, are people going to be in a position to give, given what economically now has happened as a result of the pandemic? So everyone's in a different place.
So, Bill Evans, are you embarrassed that your buddy here, Dave McGillivray, ran 26.2 miles today? And what did you do? Crack open a six-pack or something? What did you do?
Yeah, please. No, Jim, like we're talking about a race here. I just like to sort of, again, put things in priority. We got to get over this virus, which is a marathon itself. And while I have the opportunity, I know the police are out there doing a great job, but, when I went to the grocery store to spot, and, those are the people, the real heroes, the doctors, the nurses, the working people. So let's put things in perspective. This is our priority, saving lives, being focused on getting over this. The marathon would just be.
And the beauty is any day you're not running, Commissioner Evans, is a day that you're not grabbing illegally a space saver off the street from somebody's in front of their house. Is that not correct?
I'm still using that gift you gave me in my last day on the show there.
We'll talk about that another time. Dave and Bill, I really hope September happens, and I really hope you're running, and thanks for your commitment to this incredibly important event. Thanks, gentlemen. Good to see you both.
Thank you.
Jim.